Hello guys, welcome to Without Within. This is a game that I just found on Steam, and if you guys would like to play the game yourselves, I would not have a problem to put the link in the description below of where you can get the game, and it is absolutely free for the game itself. I looked at the screenshots and excuse me, and see that it was really good to play, so I will start. Venti, 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 venti. The chant of my fans echoed through the doors in front of me. One of my two bodyguards wrapped his hand around the doorknob. Please prepare yourself, Miss Venti. Once I opened this door, we're headed straight for our limo. The guard had no reason to fret. Had long since grown used to the crowd. Still, I nodded to put him at ease. After taking a deep breath, he pushed the door open. A crowd of hundreds raised their cameras as soon as I stepped out. My guards waved their arms to shoo them away. This red carpet was for me to walk on. After all, I blew a kiss for the starstruck peasants. Miss Venti, please let us hurry, my bodyguard said. Too bad for him. I strutted along like a model on a catwalk. A group of reporters managed to worm through the crowd. They now tiptoed over my guard in hopes for scoring that exclusive. Venti, how does it feel to have won another calligrapher of the year award? A reporter asked me before I could answer. Another dozen of people shouted over each other, hoping for my attention. Venti, may I get a photo with you? Can you sign autographs for my kids and 2 for me, of course? I can't believe I'm standing this close to Venti. My fans stamped their dirty shoes all over the red carpet. Finally, my bodyguards pulled out their pepper spray to keep these fans in check. A young male reached in my direction despite having a spray aimed at his face, rather admirable for a peasant. I extended a hand for this male to kiss. Unfortunately for him, he fainted at the sight of my perfectly polished nails. I reached my limousine at last. My bodyguards opened the door for me, and as I climbed in, my trailing fans snapped as many photos as they could. Miss Venti, the crowd chanted as my car window pulled. How odd. They never referred me as Miss. Oh, my graceful presence must have been too much for their sanity. These poor things. Miss Venti. Oh, well, I had fun while it lasted. At least I got to ride in a limousine for a good 30 seconds. In real life, my only registered vehicle was, well, my 10-year-old bicycle. My apartment had no space for a car anyway. Actually, the single room with cracked walls might be an insult to the word apartment. Pull up those curtains for a spectacular $1 view, featuring a sewage pipes and a wall tainted with yellow. Just open the window if you wish to smell the sewage as well. A breathtaking experience. By the way, I'm sorry, I needed to take back the one room thing. This place actually had 2 rooms. Thank you very much. The second room happened to be a toilet. That still counted, right? The toilet clogged 3 times a month, so be careful when using it. Miss Venti, a woman's voice echoed from my side. She was no fan, but rather my landlady. I glanced over at my clock. 6 a.m. waiting for another hour or 2 would have been nice. She probably just wanted to tell me about another rent rise. Nothing good ever came out of that woman's mouth. I would be better off staying in bed. Rise and shine. Really, you gotta take your, you gotta face the music, you know? Coming as I changed into something more appropriate. The landlady still kept knocking. I said I was coming, did I not? Maybe I should walk out naked if that was what maybe I should walk out naked if that's what she dug. If this were a game, we might get a sale boost too. Good morning, Miss Venti, the landlady said. I must ask, what's with that hair? It looks like you just woke up. That's because I did. It's a waste for young ladies like you to sleep away your youth. The landlady shook her head. She had no right to preach me like this. I wanted to tell her, but decided against it, as doing so I would give her an excuse to lecture me further. With her size, if I erased her, she would squash me into a venti flavored pancake. Miss Venti, your rent was due 3 days ago. Oh well, at least there was no rent increase. So, sorry, madam. My next paycheck will come after tonight's shift, so I'll pay you first thing tomorrow morning. Landlady grunted. All right, just know that if this keeps up, you'll have to find somewhere else to live. She spun around to leave. Once she disappeared behind the corridor, I kicked the door shut, causing a piece of my cracked wall to fall off. I tried shoving the piece back into place, my effort resulting in more wall fragments flaking off. Great. The landlady would make me pay for that next month. Once I became an accomplished calligrapher, she would beg for a chance to shine my shoes. Hey, I sounded a bit ranty before, but that was never my intention. A lot of famous people had humble beginnings. I would follow in their footsteps, but first I needed to put in the work. Within. And so I returned to the busiest street in my area with my calligraphy spread before me. I sat on the concrete and rested my back against the fence. Car horns blared behind me, mixed with the people shouting things about each other's mothers. These cars kept expelling fumes that made me choke. Just one of the many things I dealt with in the name of art. Pedestrians took up almost every inch of space on the streets ahead. Surely this would be the day when somebody spotted my talent. As always, no one afforded me anything more than a passing glance, and my will soon dwindled. Let me be honest. I never expected to be showered with praise by every head who passed here. What the old saying, 10% of people you reach out to will buy your work. I could live with that, even just 1%. Please, anything but zero. I wanted to scream at these people. They had no idea how much sweat I poured into these calligraphies. Preserve. I decided to keep these displeasures to myself. People often said patience would be rewarded. I wondered if my patience would ever become worthwhile. Just as I thought, a man paused to look at my calligraphy. He had a bucket of fried chicken in his hand. The smell made my mouth water. As the man eyed my work, one by one, I felt my cheeks heating up from anticipation. At last, someone who spared more than a moment with my work. This must be my reward. The timing could hardly be more perfect. I summoned the courage to speak with the man, but he spoke first. You're charging for these? I managed a tiny nod. The man snorted. I would never hang these on my wall, even if you gave them to me for free. Seriously, this is the most shameless display I've ever seen. Trolls online were one thing. Confronting one in real life was a rarity. Judging from the man's scrawny arms, I bet I could overpower him with ease. Then he would know how big of a blunder he made me. He had made. Restrained, my bad. Folks always said to ignore trolls. I clenched my teeth and stayed put. After chuckling in my face, the man strutted off, determined to prove him wrong. I continued to sit and waited for potential customers. Another dozen people walked by without sparing me a look. Lingering here any longer would be a wasted time. As I packed my things, I insisted I was leaving because my part-time job started in an hour. Deep inside, I knew this man's words had rocked my confidence. Giving up on calligraphy would mean I had wasted all this time over nothing. Yet, if I lacked a gift, persevering might make things worse. Tears welled in my eyes, and I clenched my fist to hold them back. Speaking of tears, I heard a kid crying within the crowd. Had looked like we had a lost child in our hands. Some pedestrians shot him glances, but none of them offered more than that. These really were horrible people. To cheer myself up, I told myself I would never want my calligraphy to be owned by people like that. I should help this kid, but that would mean being late for my job. Screw your job, help the poor kid. If I judged other people for abandoning a child, then did the same myself, I would have been a jerk and a hypocrite. With a sigh, I walked up to the boy. There, it's okay. Did you lose mommy? The boy was sobbing too hard to answer. I leaned in to stroke his back with one hand and his head with the other. Let me know if you lost mommy, okay? I help you find her, so there's no need to be scared. The kid managed a nod at last, and I whispered, "Good boy," into his ear. "What's your mommy's name?" Hungry. Her name is Hungry? The boy's tummy growled, and I realized what he meant. Oh, how about I buy you a sandwich? The kid shook his head. "I want ice cream." "Hey kid, ice cream is more of a dessert, actually. I want ice cream." And so ice cream it was. One for him and none for me. The money came out of my pocket, of course. My poor wallet. At least this kid could have eaten the whole thing rather than let half of it melt on his shirt. "Jesse," the boy said. That's my mom's name. Jesse, I called as I strode along the street. Now people stared at me more than ever, enough to make me blush. In fact, maybe I should try shouting Jesse at random the next time I sold my calligraphy. The sky turned orange as time ticked by. Yes, I knew my shift started half an hour ago. Stop reminded me. A woman squeezed through the crowd and scurried towards us. She ran past a red light, nearly getting hit by a truck in the process. "Mommy," the boy shook free of my hold and rushed into his mother's embrace. After muttering apologies to her son, the woman gazed towards me. "Oh, thank you so much for your help. How you're wonderful, just wonderful." The torrent of praises curled my lips into a stupid grin. Anyone would have done the same thing. "Please, if there's anything I can do in return, just let me know," the mother said. "Actually, there is something I need help with." The mother nodded. "Anything in my power, miss." Which way back to the train station? Okay. Okay, save title. Yeah. Okay. You know, guys, thank you for watching. I really hope you guys have a good day. Like, if you like this video, please give me a like, comment, or comment, or subscribe to this channel. And I will see you guys in the next episode of Without Within. Thank you.